Bryan W. Carpenter believes the tragic death of Helena Hutchins reveals an ongoing problem in Hollywood. Authorities are investigating after confirming that a prop firearm discharged by Alec Baldwin while producing and starring in the Western film Rust killed the cinematographer and wounded the director. Santa Fe County Sheriff's officials said Hutchins, 42, and Joel Souza were shot on the rustic film set in the desert on the southern outskirts of Santa Fe. Hutchins was airlifted to the University of New Mexico Hospital, where she was pronounced dead by medical personnel, the sheriff's department said. Souza, 48, was taken by ambulance to Christus St. Vincent Regional Medical Center where he has since been released. Production has been, we all know that movie sets are very hectic, so following safety protocol becomes even more paramount at that point, the weapons armorer told Fox News. There's no reason a live round should ever be within any distance of a movie set. Carpenter is the founder and president of New Orleans-based Dark 30 Film Services, LLC, which has been involved with several high-profile projects over the years, including The Expendables, Bad Country, NCIS, New Orleans, Queen of the South, and 22 Jump Street among others. The primary role of an armorer on the set is to maintain the safety of the firearms being used, he explained. That's the most important thing. The secondary responsibilities are to work with the talent and make sure they look correct while using the firearm while filming. We also work with the director to make sure the shots line up properly and safe distances occur. Once a weapons armorer reviews the script, Carpenter said the appropriate firearms that complement the time period or character are ordered from reputable prop houses in the United States. Whenever they're being used, multiple safety checks are required. You check them to make sure they're all clear, he said. You're checking for blank rounds. There should never be a thought that there's a live round in there. When you're checking for blank rounds, you're always looking for the possibility of anything else being there. You lock the weapons in the safe when they're not in use and they must stay there. Those guns cannot be used for anything else. I always prep what I'm going to be using the next day in the safe. I separate everything and keep it locked. And above all, every time you open the safe, you check them. You can never have too many checks, he said. If you think you've checked too much, check again. No one touches those weapons or uses them for anything else. The weapons only come out of the safe when it's time to use them for a scene. And right before it's handed to the talent, there's a verification process. You make sure there are no obstructions in the barrel and that the cylinders, the chambers are clear. At a minimum, there should be 2 people present to verify that the weapon is in the condition that you say it is. Problems were already plaguing the Rust production before Baldwin, 63, fired the fatal shot. Hours before, a camera crew for the movie walked off the job to protest conditions and production issues that included safety concerns. New Mexico workplace safety investigators are examining if film industry standards for gun safety were followed during the production of Rust. The Los Angeles Times, citing 2 crew members it did not name, reported that 5 days before the shooting, Baldwin's stunt double accidentally fired 2 live rounds after being told the gun didn't have any ammunition. A crew member who was alarmed by the misfires told a unit production manager in a text message, "We've now had 3 accidental discharges. This is super unsafe," according to a copy of the message reviewed by the newspaper. The New York Times also reported that there were at least 2 earlier accidental gun discharges. It cited 3 former crew members. One crew member said he never witnessed any formal orientation about weapons used on set, which normally would take place before filming begins. He also said only minimal COVID-19 precautions were taken even though crew and cast members often worked in small enclosed spaces on the ranch. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the film's armorer, gave an interview in September to the Voices of the West podcast in which she said she had just finished her first movie in the role of head armorer, a project in Montana starring Nicolas Cage titled The Old Way. As for Halls, he was fired from a separate project in 2019 after a crew member on Freedom's Path incurred an injury from a prop gun. As the investigation continues, Carpenter hopes Hollywood will get its act together. This should have never happened, he said.